If you guys need any cards, packs, sleeves, anything of that nature, shop on TCG Player using my affiliate link in the description. Today we're going to be looking at an idea that I've been thinking about for a while actually, which is like, you know how there's Norlaris VAYU Turbo and then there's plain old regular VAYU? Well, I've been kind of thinking, what if there was some kind of like halfway hybrid point between those two decks? Because a lot of times the best thing about the Norlaris builds really feels like just the Dark Creator being insane. Yeah, the Phantom thing can be unfair, but you don't really hand loop too often, especially not on turn one. So I felt like, what if I could just like find a way to shove Creator into regular VAYU Turbo? So this was a build I came up with really quick. After playing it a couple of matches, I think, there's definitely some problems that could be adjusted or fixed. I think maybe instead of upstarts, which I kind of just threw in as filler, we could play a few more starters somehow or something else. I'm not exactly sure what the card to go in that slot should be, because I don't think we should be playing Hamster Caius, but maybe something else, like maybe even Sangan could go in there. I'm not, like I said, I'm not 100%. I only played the deck like 2 matches, but it definitely felt like we could use a little bit more in terms of starting consistency. I'm not exactly sure because it felt like the games were weird, but yeah, I mean the deck performed all right. It did what I was expecting it to do, at least in terms of just going wombo combo with Dark Creator, which is an insane card, obviously. So we just play 2 in here. I think the only reason you play 3 in the Norlers deck is because you want to max out on 8s for trade-in, but realistically, a ratio for Dark Creator in any kind of normal deck should probably be like a 2-off. We couldn't find room for Sork either, which is unfortunate because we do play RFDD, but RFDD was absolutely insane. I think that if you're not playing this in normal VAYU, you should definitely play it in like these more high ceiling, I guess, wombo combo versions. Other than that, I mean, we're on triple Greffer, which I don't even know if I needed to be on triple Greffer in here. I think maybe there's a there's a like perfectly good logic to just say we should go 2 and 2 here. So maybe switch that up from the build I was on, because I didn't feel like 3 was all that amazing to me. I think we can just go with the regular ratio, and then charge Raikos, all the VAYU stuff, of course, the Gale, the Necro Garden of the Plague. Like I said, I felt like I missed out on having maybe 1 or 2 more good starting normal summons is the main thing. But, I mean, other than that, like, everything about this build felt amazing. Like, you have all the power cards, all the just good one-offs that you want. I mean, a lot of the advantages of playing VAYU Turbo, and then you have the crazy, instead of, like, just playing Oppression in the trap lineup, we just have the crazy Dark Creator explosiveness, which I really did like. So I think this is a build that has some potential. Like I said, it's a rough first draft, but yeah, let's go look at the replays. First one, this is up against, we played against some weird stuff, actually. We played against Insects, which is, I definitely realized in this matchup I should have, that I forgot to side Dust Tornado, which definitely hurt me big time. I think, I don't know, I just like forgot to put it in there. I built the side in like 2 seconds. I frequently do that for these types of videos. But the opponent goes Verdant, Flying Kamakiri. Here I have the option, right? I could pop this, and the Verdant Sanctuary will miss timing, and it'll clear the Kamakiri. But we have this Mirror Force in our hand, so I'm just like, might as well just pop the Verdant then, and then like try to resolve a big Mirror Force. And then we mill Heavy Dad. I'm like, oh my god. All right, well, there goes that. So here, I actually do decide to get rid of the Kamakiri, because it just seems like they're not going to play into Mirror. They go summon Beetle, and yeah, this card has an effect, which is, we're going to find out in game 2, actually, but here we just send this and we pass, and then here, once again, they're playing around Mirror Force, so no reason to flip it just yet. We draw into a Bottomless. I decide to activate Upstart, finally, and here we can go for the Creator, get back Gale. I don't even know if I did this line right. I don't know if I sequenced everything or played this turn optimally. VAYU Turbo is just too big brain for me, apparently, but I decided to pitch the Gore since we've got that Judgment committed to the field. So we go summon a VAYU Synchro, and then we go, summon another VAYU Synchro, or, well, no, this is just a regular Blackwing Synchro, and then either one of these goes to the graveyard, we can make another VAYU Synchro with the other VAYU, and we just got this defense mode Creator chilling, and we hit over their entire field, set a monster, pass. I decided to go for Bottomless here. They actually Judgment my Bottomless, and then they attack, and then they try to draw phase Lairwire my Dark Creator, but now at this point I do decide we need to Judgment that, and then go for Creator, follow up, bring that back, and they're going to scoop up in game number 1. Game number 2, I don't know, is this the game? Actually, I might be thinking of a different game where we were just like under floodgates the whole game. That might be a different game. But well, let's see what happens here. So they just got 2 recruiters on the field. Obviously, we just Raiko the one that's not attacking. And we kind of see this game is kind of the argument for not playing too many starters, which is like you just can have these awkward hands where you draw too many normal summons, I guess. So, I guess some potential counter argument in the other direction here, but we go for the Greffer. The Greffer is going to give us and then I realized I just like didn't read Kawaki Mera Beetle, which switches the Armed Wing to defense mode. So I'm like, crap. All right, let's upstart and try to draw something, and then we don't find anything. Then, fortunately for me, they misplay here, and they just like decide they would try to Goyo my Armed Wing, which obviously you can't Goyo that because it was not properly synchro summoned. So yeah, we draw Mirror Force, really nice draw. We go for the Dark Greffer, and then we just chill. Here we go for Mirror Force, really nice Mirror Force. Just could kill everything. Unfortunately, I decide to... No, we just play passively here. I remember eventually I decided to play in these back row. So here we flip, pop the set monster, and then try to go for Stardust, but we have Torrential, and then I decide to just play into the Mirror Force with the Card Trooper. Then they also have Mirror Force, so not a great feel there. They just had both Torrential and Mirror Force. I figured we could play into one or the other, but yeah, they just had both. So here they set Solemn, and then, yeah, that thing mills the top card. We draw Heavy Storm, which is nice, because we can go for Storm into Silverwind, into just, like, hope and pray, I guess. I'm not exactly sure. So I guess at Raiko, here they go Goki Pawn attack. We use the Necro Gardener, draw Bottomless. Bottomless, pretty worthless. I probably should have sided it out. Actually, I guess it's okay some of the time. But, yeah, they go Underground Arachnid, and even if I Bottomless this, it's still just going to yoink my guys, so I decide we're just going to kill it with the Raiko. And that'll be that. We draw into Dark Armed, and I realize, okay, the Raiko actually milled all of our anything left in our deck, so, yeah, we're just out of win cons that game, and we end up losing. Pretty rough one, but that could have happened in normal VAYU. In fact, we don't even play hamsters, so if anything, we're less liable to mill our whole deck, but... Yeah, this hand's pretty bad. This might be one of the worst hands I drew. I guess, I don't know, it's weird. I think this might have been the game where shenanigans ensue, because I think, okay, we go for Plague and they flip Shadow Imp, and I'm like, crap. Wish I sided Dust Tornado right now. We're just in the Heavy Storm waiting room until then. So yeah, then they also set Skill Drain, and I'm just like, all right, well, now we're really, really super double in the Heavy Storm waiting room because not even Raiko can out this. So we do have Judgment set now, which means when we draw Storm, we're reasonably sure it's going to go through. So essentially it's just a matter of like passing until we draw Heavy Storm. Which when we do, it will be crazy, right? Because we got a loaded graveyard, we got Dark Creator, we even have Return set if we want to flip that. They make a misplay here. In fact, I think they made a couple misplays this game where they try to attack with Aztekipede because they think that their Solidarity is still active, but it's actually not because there's a Plague in their graveyard, and they can't even get Plague out of their graveyard, which they try to do next turn. Oh my god, but yeah, Shadow Imp is still just on the field, so they're actually getting like screwed by their own floodgates, which is pretty funny. Anyway, we're just like 17 cards left in deck, still in the Heavy Storm waiting room. Where is that card? I need it bad. I should have been attacking these sets because we have Lightning Vortex in the hand. So our goal should just be to get everything face up at all times. That way, when we're ready to push, we can go Storm, and then, or we can Return, then we can Storm Judgment, and then we can Lightning Vortex, and then we just can drop everything, go for bajillion damage. There's no way they play Gores in this deck. There's also no way they play Trag. There's just no way they play either. We flip up the Dust Shoot. We find, we just take the Comet Carry. They also have Return. Return's a little iffy in this deck, I think, because, like, you just summon a bunch of dudes that don't really do anything. I'm not fully sure. So I decided to start hitting over the Recruiters to see if he has any targets left, since he didn't have targets for the other one. But, I mean, Howling Insect's obviously a little more generic for you than Flying Kamakiri. I think Flying Kamakiris only get, like, themselves or something. So here we have Brain Sirocco. I decided to just go for that because I don't think Brain's not that great at all in this matchup. I probably should have sided that out too, but we didn't have those Dust Tornadoes in. But now we finally, after a bajillion turns, 7 cards in the deck, we find that Heavy Storm. So I'm like, all right, we Return first, we Storm Judgment. One neat thing about the Creator is it can be revived when it's properly summoned in Edison Format. It doesn't read like it should be able to. Well, actually it does, but this is an errata card text, obviously. The original text doesn't, like, make you think that that's how it would work, but actually it does. It's just like BLS or Sork, so yeah, you can bring back the creator. And, I mean, at this point, it's so Jover, right? We just make Briannic, we go for game, and then we have, like, Banish for VAYU, Stack for Sirocco to play around Gorge Trag, and we have Burial. We have so much gas at this point. We just needed to get to that freaking Storm Judgment play because we didn't have Dust Tornado on our side. Very foolish decision by me, but yeah. On to the next match. This one was up against, like, Fairy Monster Mash, I think, which it looks like a pretty different version than the Fairy Monster Mash deck we played the other day, because they're on green light, which is crazy. I assume they must be on purple light, too, because green light's the worst one, so if you're playing green light, you gotta be playing purple light as well. Yeah, this opening hand is kind of as well. We have another, like, weird, awkward return VAYU Dark Creator opener. I definitely need to switch things up so that this happens less often. But we have Dust Shoot at least, which gives us, like, some counterbalance to that. We draw the second creator though. This is why you're only supposed to play 2. So here we have Greffer, but if I go for this, right, they're just gonna orange light me. So I think I just decided to crash. I'm just like, no, we're not doing that. But they have a second witch. I'm like, I should have realized that they had this actually. Actually, should I have realized? I'm not sure. So we top deck Sirocco, very good, just beats over this for free. They could just go for an honest attack. They decide to set Marshmallow and pass. Now they draw Gallus. They use the Gallus. I take some damage. They make Catastor. I decide to Torrential at this point because it'll put the this Sirocco in the grave for the VAYU. Now, here I go for Greffer. I make a mistake, though. I forgot that they normal summoned this, so I think that Orange Light's still in their hand, so I think they're just going to Orange Light me, and then I'm going to go Dark Creator, and then we're going to Pog off, but that's not what happens. And I also think I knew 4 cards in their hand when I only knew, like, 2, or 3. I knew 3 cards in their hand, so I'm like, what are the chances of Gorge Trag? But they have Gorge, so, yeah. And they also had Trag, too. I should have made... Once again, me forgetting the Orange Light is gone, I should have just made Stardust to protect these 2. Now, I'm pretty sure they're not playing Storm, because they're playing these Avarices in here, and there's just, like, no way you're playing triple Avarice and Heavy Storm in a Monster Mash deck that's, like, 4 spell traps. That's pretty high. I think that's just too high. I think, like, 3 is pushing it, but you can go 3 if you want, if you really want. But 4 is just too many. So, yeah, now it's just, like, it occurs to me that the Orange Herald is gone. So I'm like, all right, we can just go for Creator, then check if they have it. If they don't Orange Herald this, that just means they don't have it, right? So we decide to stack for Plague, we go for the Greffer, and I decide we can play around Fader if we just get enough, like, Sirocco pump on the field. So I'm pretty sure there should be a line to kill them from 47, and yeah, this puts our Armed Wing to 10,300 or something. So we go, like, for 76 damage over the Gores, play around Honest, play around Tragodia, and yeah, that's gonna be the game. So on to game number 2. We open Return again. I feel like I oversided for this matchup. I brought in, like, multiple Fossil Dynas, and looking back, it's like, was Fossil Dyna even that good against what we saw game 1? They were just, like, normal summoning a bunch of things, and half of the hand traps are just Orange Light and Green Light. So, and all the normal summons get over Dyna, and we don't play Deep Prison to protect the Dyna. Like, maybe I shouldn't even side the Dyna. No, I should probably side it. But, like... Yeah, it felt like a mistake to side it, because it's like, well, I don't know, because it does end up being pretty good. You're going to see, obviously. You see what's cooking. We got a big return play, so it's just going to be like, we're going to go off with Dark Creator, right? And then we're going to summon Dyna, and it's going to stop all of their hand traps from coming down and saving them. So I guess it's worth it for that, maybe, but... Obviously, in this situation, it's just like, in this opening hand, it's completely useless having double Dyna staring down all these 17, 18 normal summon dudes. So now we go for Creator. All right, they don't have Orange Light. We go for Return from the different dimension. We Synchro for Brionic. I don't know why I brioed this. There was just, like, no point. Yeah, there was just no point, but we have Dyna. We have game no matter what, so, yeah. I think Creator was crazy, right? We pogged off with Dark Creator just, like, every game. So that was really cool. Like I said, the deck didn't quite feel perfect to me, but I think there's a lot of potential there. I think the Dark Creator is a very slept-on card, just in general. I think the card is pretty solid, pretty strong, just like great stats, 3k defense, +1 every turn, drops itself for free. Its summoning condition isn't that hard. So I think this card is pretty underrated and could definitely be expanded on in some other builds in the future, although VAYU Turbo is probably one of the most popular ways that you could break this card. I know I have my Neospatian build that I really enjoy as well. But yeah, that was the list. Those were replays. As always, hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought in the comment section. I'll see you in the next one. As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Furthermore, if you enjoy my content, you should think about becoming a channel member. You get access to tons of bonus content, and it's a great way to help support the channel.